This is the first episode of our YouTube guide, how to find winning e-commerce products. In this first episode of our how-to series, I'm going to show you a 100% surefire way of finding products which can scale to $1 million in just 12 months. Product selection is the most important part of e-commerce. You can be the best marketer in the world and still not be able to make digital marketing profitable with a crap product. I'm not only going to help you find these products, I'm also going to show you how to quickly see if that product is viable with extremely little budget. Then I'm going to teach you how to continue growing that business and not let it fade out as the market gets saturated with dropshippers through branding and 3PLs. This video is for all businesses and levels of experience. It doesn't matter if you're in retail, if you're 14 years old and have no marketing experience, or you already have a hugely successful brand. One disclaimer is that my group of brands now uses software to incorporate many of these principles in the video. We do this to locate product trends and suggest innovations we can make to such products. This has allowed us to locate trends even before they hit the dropshipping community. We can then solve the designated problem way more efficiently. We also have an incredible product team consisting of a creative director, product manager, fashion designers, product engineers. The good news is I didn't have any of this when I started, and you don't need it either. Method one I'd like to teach you today, I like to call the Dropship Test method. It is probably the most common on YouTube guides for a reason. It is the easiest and requires practically no money to get started. For those who are still in school and learning the ropes of digital marketing, this is definitely the method you want to use to ensure you waste no money. I actually suggest this even if you're a well-known brand struggling with rising customer acquisition costs and product iterations. Let's get into it. One of your first steps is going to any of these ad spy sites. There's a ton out there. You've got Power Ad Spy, Ecom Hunt. I'll put a list in the description in case you need it. Basically, we're going to do a search for ads. The key things are currently uploaded, where we really want to go into the date period that's very recent, probably the past 3 months. You can come into here and select creator between. Then we want to go into a high amount of likes, which is over 500 for this video. You've got multiple like settings up here. We're going to do a video ad just because I'm trying to get rid of a lot of the junk photos. Probably most importantly, to get rid of most of the junk, is we want to go to Shopify, because then we're going to know that it's an e-commerce store. I've also made the country United Kingdom, but you can do United States or Australia or Canada. So now we're just going to scroll down. This is a great way for you to actually start learning a lot about the content that you need to produce to make it convert. A lot of these ads are drop shippers, and you can get some really good idea about what products are selling. The reason why we want lots of social proof is because it means that people are spending money on the ad. Unless they like burning money, it's safe to say that it's profitable for them. So we're going to scroll down. There's some great products here. That's great if you like that niche. I'll keep going until something just catches my eye. This is an interesting one. I think that this one would be a good example to go ahead and look up, simply because it's for sciatica, which is kind of like a medical condition, which is obviously a huge problem, which is a good thing to try to solve. Next steps is we're going to try to find if this is a drop shipping product, which by the looks of it, it is. I'll just play the video for you guys to watch. So a decent custom video there. They've actually put some effort into it. There's some good likes, good shares, good comments. Next step is we're going to just go investigate it a little bit further. Basically, to make sure a product is viable, we just need to make sure that we can make profit on it. Firstly, I'm just going to make sure that there's real comments on here and recent comments. That means that it's still spending. So we go into the newest comments. There's a fair few comments happening frequently. And they all look pretty real. So I think this is a good one. Let's go across to Aliexpress and try to find it. I'm just going to search sciatica cushion, because that's what the brand was called. It seems like there's a lot here, but you can see right away that that's theirs. There's a lot of other versions, which probably means that it's converted before. I'm pretty sure I've seen most of these scaling. But let's take this one. Let's see if we can find another competitor. About $10. So this is a really good place to start and see how viable it is. This one's at $21. Maybe it's around that mark. You probably will be able to get it for $10. The next step is to go to a margin calculator and figure out if this product is viable. The dropshippers are probably watching this now and saying, why have you got freight and courier here? This is because while we're testing the dropshipping method, this isn't the long-term solution that we're looking for. We're wanting to import this product eventually and figure out the costs involved in that so we can build a brand. So I'm going to come into here, and the cost per product was about 10 USD. I'm going to calculate this in AUD for all of my Australians out there. So the exchange rates are about 1.3 at the moment, so I'm just going to put $13 as the cost per product in AUD. The next step is trying to figure out how much we can actually sell the product for, which is a great question. Basically, the way that I do this is go to Amazon or eBay to see if it's saturated. By saturated, I mean that it's selling at a really cheap price with multiple versions. If this is the case, this is probably what you're gonna have to sell it for, because savvy shoppers will just go there instead and buy from them. So we're just gonna go to Amazon.com and search cider cushion. We can try with the ears because it had little ears on it. It's not on Amazon, which is kind of a good sign. It means that it might have not made it there yet. Alternatively, we're a little bit late. There's a lot of the other versions there that may be a viable option as well, because you know that the problem is converting on Facebook. You can see the really bad reviews on Alibaba. I'm not too worried about that because we are going to end up customizing this product and improving on that. However, it is a good sign if you can find a product with good reviews. Next episode, rather than shoot the sciatica cushion, I thought I'd give you a real life example of one of our brands. This is Thicky. I'll show you how to shoot high converting Facebook ads for it with just your iPhone. Next, I'm just going to do a quick Google to see if I can find the product. So I've managed to find it on Google. It's obviously, there's a huge price variance around here. A lot of these are all drop shipping. There's Wish as well, which is concerning. We may be able to charge around $35, $40. These people are charging about $100. I think for this example video, what I'll do is I'll charge about $70, considering this is where it's at. However, it is concerning that it is on Wish for $35. So I'm gonna come in here and do a $79 price after a discount code. Now what I've got to do is figure out the freight per product and the courier per product. This is going to vary wildly based on where you currently are. I'm going to continue to use Australia. However, the US and Canada and the UK will all have different courier rates, pick-pack rates based on their 3PL competitiveness. To do this really accurately, what you would do is reach out to the supplier and get the exact volumetric and actual weight of the product. This is just basically the size of the box as well. Then you can divide it by the cost of a container to your country, which you can easily Google. Furthermore, you can actually use a Australia Post calculator or your local courier to figure out your actual courier rates. Again, the 3PL will probably charge differently, but it's most likely going to be cheaper than these basic calculators. For this example, I'm just really going to estimate things. So for a 40-foot container, let's say we got 3,000 units in it. A container is going to be $5,000, so we just go like this, and it's $1.66 to bring it in. I'm just going to round that to $1.60. Next is courier per product. It's a pretty small product and you can probably vacuum seal it into a really small box. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be volumetric at maybe 4 kilos at a maximum. Let's say that's about $7. The pick and pack per product, let's just say it's $1.80. The payment fee, I like to use the worst case situation, which is usually a buy now, pay later payment fee, such as like Afterpay. I'm gonna use 4%, which is illustrated there. That's just 4% times by the sale cost. Finally, we've got the customer acquisition cost. This is really just the finger in the air guessing. The customer acquisition cost is basically what you're grabbing from Facebook. It's the amount you spent to acquire a customer. Right now, you can see that we've got $52.44 to spend on marketing. Each product you source, you need to have at least $20 to spend on marketing because Facebook is getting more and more competitive every day. I like to have $30 to $40 of margin at the minimum. So this gives us a profit per customer of $22 and about a margin on ad spend of 0.748, a really important metric to learn. Based on this information, if this was achievable, I'd then go ahead and either try to drop ship the product, I'd get a sample from the competitor, shoot some content, and run our validation framework. I will 100% show you exactly how to do this in another video. But before you sign off, let me get into some really important details about why method 1 alone won't get you into the hundreds of millions of dollars of sales. Method 1 is not a secret. Every kid that wants to do e-commerce is doing it. You might think this is fine as there are tens of thousands of products out there that you can sell, and you'd be somewhat right. There are so many new products that you can sell. However, basic economics of supply and demand will eventually eat all of your profits. Not only do more competitors come in and start lowering the quality of your product, but more importantly, Facebook ads will become more expensive. This is because Facebook is actually an auction. If someone starts selling similar products to you, it'll drive your costs up. The way to solve this is by 1, making your product unique, and 2, building a brand. Creating unique products may seem confronting, but you don't need to be Thomas Edison and invent something completely new. Almost every single product out there is an iteration or an improvement of a previous product that has existed. Entrepreneurship is amazing because if you think about it, it allows people to continuously improve on products and give that value back to the customer, either with a better solution or a cheaper price. Look at Dyson. They didn't invent the vacuum, but they innovated and made people's lives easier with a more effective design. This form of product development is what I hope all entrepreneurs strive for, as this will create more value for the world. So this brings us to method 2, the problem-solving method. This is a super fun and exciting method for anyone that has over $1,000 to get started. It involves negative review research and working with suppliers. I'm going to dive into this next week, so subscribe and tune in then.